नमस्ते, कैसे हैं आप और कैसा चल रहा है आपका लॉकडाउन और क्या क्या आप कर रहे हैं, कैसे आप खुद को उसमें री इन्वेंट कर रहे हैं और कौन कौन सी चीज़ों से परेशान हो रहे हैं। तो इट इज़ पॉसिबल कि आप शायद शुगर क्रेविंग से परेशान हो क्योंकि आप घर पे बैठे हो और आप सोच रहे हो कि मैं और क्या खाऊं और क्या खाऊं और कैसा खाने से टाइम पास मैं कैसे करूं। तो शुगर क्रेविंग जो है, शुगर क्रेविंग in English. Alright, so sugar craving basically comes because we fall short on nutrients. What kind of nutrients? We actually go through a micronutrient deficiency. So for all those of you who've been readers of my books, for all those of you who've been following the fitness project or who generally follow my social media feed, you all do know quite well that sugar craving comes because of a drop in essential fatty acids. So eating ghee is important. It also comes because of loss of B12 from our diet, which is why eating things like fresh homemade curd is important. And invariably sugar cravings come when you are low on vitamin D and B12. So ghee and dahi will both address that. Now sugar cravings also come to people who have diabetes. They come to people who are dealing with kidney issues. They come during PMS. They come during menopause. They come when you are extremely stressed. And they also come when you just not had anything to eat for long hours, you know. So sugar craving is really multifactorial. And while you do know the basics that you need to do to tackle sugar cravings, I'm quickly going to just recap what you need to quickly do, to which you already know. What can you do for sugar cravings? Number one, stay well hydrated. So drink adequate amount of water and do not overdose on chai and coffee. So no chai first thing on waking up, no chai or coffee last thing in the night, and not more than 2 to 3 cups of tea or coffee in the day in total. And नो टी और कॉफ़ी इन प्लेस ऑफ अ मील. तो अभी खाना नहीं है तो चाय या कॉफ़ी पी लेती हूँ, दैट इज़ नॉट ओके. कैन यू ऐड शुगर टू योर टी और कॉफ़ी? येस, यू कैन ऐड शुगर टू योर टी और कॉफ़ी. So that is about hydration. Then adding ghee to your diet. So at least a teaspoon of ghee to your breakfast, lunch and dinner. And then adding dahi and chas to your diet, you know. So maybe some dahi with your breakfast, some chas after your lunch. So those are the basics. Now I'm going to be telling you about the unique foods or the foods which I typically don't get the chance to talk about but which influence your sugar craving. And so here goes. Food number 1. Ta-da! Intelligent use of spices. So when we do not use spices, and a lot of times, you know, when we are on diets, one of the first things that we do is we stop using spices because we take great pride in, I just eat everything stir fried, I'm just eating boiled that, I'm just eating mashed this. हम तो बस बिना मसाले का खाना खाते हैं. और then this whole halo that we develop around ourselves, what comes with it is the constant voice in your ears which is saying sugar khao, sugar khao, sugar khao, sugar khao. And you know what, because when there is no swad in your diet, right now I'm going crazy with the flavor and the aroma of my spices, but when there is no spice in your life, you actually just get crazy sugar cravings. And then eat whatever cake, pastry, cookie that you may eat, no matter how much flour free it may be or sugar free it may be or protein dense that it may be, it is going to put you off track with your hormones, with your heart, with your fat loss, with your mood, with your self-esteem, with everything. So use spices intelligently. Who had thought that one day we will wake up to a day जहाँ पर हल्दी की capsules मिलेगी? But when you stop using spices in your dals and sabzis and in making rice like pulao and biryani and stuff like that, then it gets monetized by the food industry and comes to you as pills and potions. So you will either get pills of everything or you get the weight loss trend of waking up and having shots of various spices first thing in the morning. But that's not the safe way to use it. To use it with your food is the safe way to use it. Now why should you use you know, so why intelligent use of spices? You must remember that all spices have a blood sugar regulating effect. Okay, blood sugar regulate करते हैं मतलब they ensure that there is a slow steady release of blood sugars, which is why you don't get these highs and lows, that you do not feel like eating any sugar. So make sure that there is intelligent use of spices. That's the first one. Then the second food that I would like to talk about are yams and tubers like suran. Suran is my favorite vegetable. If you ever call me home for a meal, please make suran. I love suran. Okay, but there are many other tubers and root vegetables that we use. There is beetroot, there is suran, of course, there is arbi, there is sweet potato, there is loads and loads of them that I'm not even completely aware of, but which, you know, the use of it is a part of our traditional wisdom. It is a part of our cultural cuisine, and using them at least 3 to 4 times a week is extremely good for people who have diabetes, for people who have kidney issues, and because of the medicine and the antacids and stuff that you take, you constantly have these sugar cravings. They're extremely good for people who have bad periods, who could be menopausing, and very, very important for women who are having endometriosis also. You know, you must use this, especially the ones who just get bleeding for 10-15 days at a stretch. Also the ones who have infections, yeast infections, bacterial infections, recurring urinary tract infections. All of you do know what kind of sugar cravings you go through, and one of the things that is going to help you is the use of roots and tubers in your diet. So roots and tubers at least 3 to 4 times every week. What is the meaning of 3 to 4 times every week? It means that it should be a part of one meal every at least 3 days of your week. तो एक दिन आप उसकी सब्जी बना सकते हो. One day you can just make it like pan fried on the tawa. On another day you can use it as a part of your sabzi. So there are multiple ways of using it. Please use it. Which is why it is also often called as vegetarian logo ka meat. For all those of you who know this, when you make suran, you say, oh, have you made mutton? Because it is supposed to be like so rich in its nutritional properties, all of these roots and tubers, that even traditional meat eaters, on days where they avoid meat, they tend to use roots and tubers in their cuisine instead. So yes, make good use of them. They're also very, very rich in antioxidants. So if you feel that your skin is breaking out, this is what you need to eat. Lastly, my third food is, what we call in Marathi as dane sakut, and it is basically just peanut powder. So addition of good fat to your diet is important. Now, how am I going to use this dane sakut? So typically what we do is that when we make koshimbir, which is basically just a salad which is made with either tomato or onion or whatever, we put we put this peanut powder in it. Peanut powder can be used safely on any sabzi also. So when you're done with making your sabzi, you just take a teaspoon and put this little peanut powder on it. You can safely add it to anything at all that you want. But the thing that I want you to understand is that peanuts, of course, are excellent, but so are many multiple nuts, because they add amino acids, they add fiber, they add fat to your diet. And when your diet is richer in nutrients, your cravings for sugar are lesser. So add this peanut powder, or you can even add things like, you remember the first time when we did this, I was saying you can add a little bit of til to your roti, because even that is something which will add fiber and essential fatty acids and stuff. The key is to use a little bit of it in the meal that you're eating. Peanuts ka aftertaste is sweet, so it doesn't make you feel like eating something sugary later. So you can put peanut powder to your meals. Okay, so for all those of you to whom this is non-native, what you can do is you just add it to 1 meal per day. All right, if you don't know how to add it to sabzis and stuff, you can simply just make a little chutney out of this out of the peanuts. So whatever chutney that you're making, even if you've just made, let's say, a pudina chutney, add a little bit of peanut powder to it, and then you see the kind of flavor and nutrition and deliciousness that it will add to your meals. So that's about what you need to start doing. These are the 3 unique foods that I have introduced, but ensure that you're having your water, your ghee and your dahi and chas, so that you're staying well nourished, well hydrated and completely free of sugar cravings during this lockdown and long after that also. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m.